All right. It's time as promised. We said we're going to be doing this all day. We're going to be doing a 45-minute block. Lance Stinson's going to be the next one. There's a reason why that the Iceman wants to do it, because it's all about getting the music out there. It's all about doing the right thing for the artist and getting them out there. And I got to tell you something. My man Lance, just a little story about him. You know, Iceman's met Lance and got to hang out with him a few times. He's just a great guy. He's done a lot, you know, in his career, and I think he's going to be busting out this year. And as if you don't know it, Lance tried out for The Voice. He went, I don't even like using that word. Lance went over to The Voice. I'm not going to use that word. It's like Fonzie on Happy Days. You couldn't say certain words, because I don't like that word, tryout. Lance is an established guy, but he went over to The Voice, and he went through the whole process, you know, after driving a long way to Atlanta on Sunday. And without even any explanation, they said, oh, no, sorry. You know what? In my opinion, that's what's wrong with this corporate music thing, man. And I know there were a lot of people that tried out for The Voice and everything, and I'm not taking anything away from the people that did and the people got on it, but come on, man. You know, no explanation. You know, I'm telling you something. Lance, it was good that you did it. It was fun, I guess, except for the long ride. But you know what? I'm telling you something. They're not going to do anything for you that you're not going to do on your own. Yeah, I know I said that. I can say what I want. It's my station. How's that? That's what I say. It would have been a plus for them to have you. And it's not going to make or break your career, brother, because you got it going on. You know that? So let's kick it off with the first song. Lance, why don't you tell them a little about who I am?
Hey, y'all, this is Lance Stinson, and you're listening to my buddy, the Iceman.
Breaking our backs so the boss could live high on the hog. Man, that ain't right. But you do what you gotta do just to pay that stack of bills off. Well, when Friday rolls around, we're gonna blow this town. When it hits 5 o'clock, grab all the girls who wanna have fun, fill the cooler full of cold ones. Yeah, all you see of us is tail lights and dust, fading red down a dirt road in a pickup truck, a runaway train of chrome and rust. It's backwoods or bust, tail lights and dust. It's gonna be a shindig and shine sipping, pig picking, hot summer night. Fire blazing, cane raising, maybe even some love making, howling at that full moonlight. Gonna crack some Hank up to 10, hang out with all my rowdy friends, get a feeling alright. Watching that clock counting the minutes, pretty soon, baby, we're gonna be living it, talking about the good life. Faded red down a dirt road in a pickup truck, runaway train of chrome and rust. It's backwoods or bust, tail lights and dust.
40, number one song with the Iceman. That's Tail Lights and Dust. Loving that song. You got the Iceman. We're doing a special show tonight for my man Lance Stinson. Number one with Whiskey. Only the second artist to get 2 number ones on the top 40, man. Lance is a lot of fun, too. Iceman got to see him at the Bristol Motor Speedway, man, during the race this past August. He lit it up, man. The crowds went down the street. He had the stage out in front. I enjoyed it. And I know he just played a show in Jessup, Georgia, because Lance is from Georgia. And, man, he blew it up. And I'm going to tell you something. Speaking of Georgia and Jessup and Lance, you got to go visit my friends at Dirt Road Life. Iceman going to be doing some stuff with them. All it is, it's a community. It's just about the dirt road and growing up and just, they got a website, but check out Dirt Road Life on Facebook. My friend Georgia, the owner, the only owner, the person that puts her blood, sweat, and tears into the site. Don't let anybody else fool you, because that's all they're doing. My friend Georgia from Dirt Road Life, man, I love it, man, because it's a site where you can just go and you reminisce and you see the pictures, and man, it's a cool thing, and Iceman got some Dirt Road Life gear, gonna wear it in one of his videos, but just, support my friends at Dirt Road Life, man, bunch of great people. Right now, let's get back to the music. My man Lance Stinson, hold my beer, but not my moonshine. You got the Iceman, oh yeah.
You say I won't, but I will. I'll drink a moonshine straight from a still. I tore off a leaf of backer, smoke it right there out in the field. I couldn't hunt without a light, take off a run and ride into the night. I find the leanest, meanest, biggest, baddest boy and start picking a fight. So hold my beer and watch this as I cross another crazy thing on my list. I'll be either coming back or giving St. Peter a kiss. No, I ain't scared, I ain't afraid. Might be the last words you hear me say. Hang around and you'll be bound to see something you don't want to miss. Oh, my beer, watch this. Oh, look up there at the bar, blue eyes that light up the dark. A double-fisted, top-twisted to a tall boy PBRs. Well, all my boys say you ain't got a shot, 'cause her man's tougher than a concrete block. I said, now give me 30 minutes, we'll be rocking in the parking lot. So hold my beer and watch this as I cross another crazy thing on my list. I'll be either coming back or giving St. Peter a kiss. Well, I ain't scared, I ain't afraid. Might be the last words you hear me say. Hang around and you'll be bound to see something you don't want to miss. Hold my beer, watch this.
Hey, y'all, this is Lance Stinson, and you're listening to the New Country Artist Top 40 Countdown with the Iceman.
Well, it's not the countdown, but here's the number one song. My man Lance Stinson, name of the song is Whiskey.
I was sitting at the bar, looking at myself in the mirror, when the bartender poured me one more shot of whiskey and said, man, I'll just leave this right here He set the bottle down, but it was running out. All that's left won't fill this glass. Might of luck and I'm out of cash. Running out of reason she would leave. She took the kids, took her clothes, not so much as a goodbye note. So the whiskey ain't the only thing running out on me. I'm as empty as this bottle. Try not to think about, try not to think about her. And the clock upon the wall says that it's last call, but I ain't drink enough to drown her. Tears should be pouring down, but they're running out. All that's left won't fill this glass. Might of luck and I'm out of cash. Running out of reason she would leave. She took the kids, took her clothes, not so much as a goodbye note. So the whiskey ain't the only thing running out on me. She took the kids, took her clothes, not so much as a goodbye note. No, the whiskey ain't the only thing. No, the whiskey ain't the only thing running out on me. Running out on me. Went to see my Uncle Leonard, chew some fat and have some dinner. He said this winter he'd be turning 63. He showed me his gun collection, said if they ever tried to come and get him, he'd go to prison for starting World War III. And about halfway through a fifth of Jim Beam whiskey, I learned some truth about them lies back in the 60s. He said, here we are in the better days ahead, adding water to their rainbow stew and still starving to death. In God we trust, rusting away, and we're running on the fumes of yesterday's dream. You see that as far as I can see, our future ain't what it used to be. And he said, see that old Dodge Charger, I turned 21 that summer. When I bought her, I had the world by the wheel. That was when a glass of water didn't cost a man $2, and all our daughters said I do before I will. And a woman could love a man without deep pockets. He said NASA was still working on them space rockets. Oh, but here we are in the better days ahead, adding water to their rainbow stew and still starving to death. In God we trust, rusting away, and we're running on the fumes of yesterday's dream. You see that as far as I can see, our future, it ain't what it used to be.
That's Lance Stinson. Name of the song's The Future. Don't forget, coming up in about 15 minutes, we got the Lance Stinson interview with the Iceman. Right now, here's another song by my man Lance called Guess You Had to Be There. Oh, a lot of great music with my man. Make sure you hit him up on Facebook, Twitter, and all his social media.
The storm blew a tree down in my backyard. My axe wouldn't cut it and my saw wouldn't start. Good excuse for a trip to the hardware store. Give that little hottie working a thrill to shore. I know that she ditched me cause when I walked in, here she comes a-running with a can I help you grin. Like a puppy on a leash, she followed me around. I left her drooling at the mouth when I walked down. But I guess you had to be there to believe what I saw. Her blue eyes glued to my Liberty coverall. She didn't have a prayer, but I guess you had to be there. Pretty sure she meant to drop a can of WD so I could see her bend over in her tight blue jeans. I was on a Taz and a Tweety tattoo, forced to play a little game of peekaboo. And she led me down the aisles by the pipe and glue, asked me if I had any bluffing to do. Hands planted firm on the curve of her hips, looked at me like she was looking for a little left to live. But I guess you had to be there to believe what I saw. Those blue eyes glued to my Liberty coverall. She didn't have a prayer, but I guess she had to be there. She even did that finger thingy through her hair, practically undressed me with a Playboy stare. Gave her back that look she was looking for. I believe that she forgot that we was in that store. But I guess you had to be there to believe what I saw. Her blue eyes glued to my Liberty coverall. She didn't have a prayer, but I guess you had to be there. Yeah, I guess you had to be there to believe what I saw. Her blue eyes glued to my Liberty coverall. She didn't have a prayer, but I guess you had to be there.
Oh, great artist Lance Stinson. Iceman looking forward to, man. He's got some stuff, and I heard a few things, man. He's got some great stuff coming out. You can hear about Lance and what he has going on in about 10 minutes on Interviews with the Iceman. Right now, keeping it going, my man Lance. This is country. Never goes out of style. We are doing it Iceman style with my man Lance Stinson.
I still wear Rangers boots and a John Deere hat. My daddy and his daddy all dressed like that. You can watch the fashion scene and you'll see the latest thing. Only last a little while, but country never goes out of style. I drive an old Ford Baker, circa 1969. When Pablo passed away, Mama told me it was mine. Well, I tuned up the engine, rebuild that old transmission, but I ain't never touched that radio dial. it don't get old. Life's a little smoother down a gravel road. Let that whole world keep on changing. We'll all just be hanging outside of town a couple of miles. All's country, it never goes out of style. Blackberry wine, blanket, and 2 cane poles. Got a day with my darling down at that honey hole. Then we'll make some homemade ice cream, some magic on that porch swing. Sit back and count the stars a while. Cause country never goes out of style. Well, it may be old-fashioned, but it don't get old. Life's a little smoother down a gravel road. Let that whole world keep on changing. We'll all just be hanging outside this town a couple of miles. Cause country never goes out of style. Oh, well, now country, it never goes out of style. Just because this was a one-night stand, that don't mean we're through. And just because I'm leaving, that don't mean I don't love you. 'Cause if I could stay, you know I would. 'Cause you made me feel so good. And that's what makes it hard to go. But I'll see you on the radio. I'll take you everywhere I go. And if I'm lucky, somewhere down the road, someday we'll meet again. And it ain't right and it don't feel fair, walking out with you standing there. The bus is waiting and I've got to go, but I'll see you on the radio. You didn't have to be here, I know that. You didn't have to scream, you didn't have to clap, you didn't have to sing along. Thank God you did. From you way up front to the very last rows, I wanna tell you something, 'cause I want you to know that you're why I do this, and you're the reason that is waiting, and I've gotta go. But I'll see you on the radio. I'll take you everywhere I go. And if I'm lucky, somewhere down the road, someday we'll meet again. And it ain't right, and it don't feel bad walking out with you standing there. The bus is waiting, and I'm gotta go. But I'll see you on the radio. Thanks for listening while I sing my songs. But I'll see you on the radio.
Oh, great song by Lance Stinson. I'll see you on the radio. And that song's not what you think it's about. It's not about a girl. It's actually about his fans. Let's get right into the interview. Interviews with the Iceman featuring Lance Stinson. Hey, everybody, what's going on? This is the Iceman. Interviews with the Iceman. I'm very excited today, man. I got my man, Lance Stinson. How are you, brother?
I'm great, yes, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good as always, man. Pleasure to talk to you and pleasure to play in the rotation. You know, I say that all the time. And
well, I appreciate you doing it.
Thank you. And I'm happy to be able to talk to you just to let the fans know, you know, because I get a ton of requests for your songs. And just to let them know a little about you, where you're from, where you're going. And, you know, like I say, man, you're going to be one of the ones in 2015 to watch. I've been saying that for a while.
Well, there's a lot of people involved that keeps this thing going, man. You know, it's my name, and but I got some good people in our court, and I think 2015 is going to be our year. That's for sure.
You definitely do. So tell me, let's start from the beginning, not from the doctor slap when you were born, but maybe a little ahead of that. Tell everybody, where are you from?
I'm from Lumber City, Georgia. Is where I'm from. A little bitty small town. Way down south, I'm about 30 miles west of Vidalia is where I'm at. About 2 hours north of Savannah is where I'm at.
And so that's where you grew up and born? You're still living there?
Yeah, pretty much there. My mom and dad run a restaurant there, and we were born and raised about 7 miles out of town there, but the restaurant's there, and that's pretty much where we spent most of our life at, you know, working there. And good hard-working family. That's for sure.
That's what it's about, man. You know that.
Absolutely.
You could tell that, you know, you took those values because you do the same thing with your music, man. I just see you working it and in the studio and making things happen, and you can tell that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Well, they put those values in there, and thank God that I had a family that did, you know. And but you know, it's always what you get out, what you put in it, you know. If you want something bad enough, you got to work for it.
Right.
You know, there ain't nothing easy in this world.
No, that's it. Hard work. Now, Lance, when did you get started in music? What got you started? How old were you?
I started singing in church at a Christmas play that we were having when I was 8 years old, and I just loved singing ever since then. I actually loved it before then, but then when I was in high school, and I had 3 friends of mine that are also loved to play music. A couple played guitar and one played drums, and we started a little band at school, and when we were 14 and 15, and man, it's just been playing music with a band ever since.
Has it always been country, or was it country when you did that?
It's always been country. Country's always been there. You know, country's what I was raised on, and that's what I love. You know, we played a little Southern rock and, you know, some Bon Jovi stuff, but, you know, it was mostly all your, you know, classic country stuff with a little Southern rock.
Right. Wow. Okay, and what about, you know, family? Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have four older brothers, is what I have.
Oh, you're the young one. You're the young guy.
I'm the youngest one. I'm the one that I got beat up by all 4 of them.
Yeah, but now, are any of them musicians?
No, none of them are. You know, my brother that's 18 months older than me, I kind of begged him when we were kids to try to get him to do something, but he just didn't have any interest in doing it. And I got an aunt that plays piano. I used to love when we'd go over to her house when we were kids, and she'd play piano and sing. And that's pretty much it in my family, in my immediate family, real close family. That's me and her is about the only ones.
Right. Now, who were your musical influences growing up?
Oh, there's tons of them. I guess you had to say my biggest influence was Keith Whitley. I love his music, always have loved it. But, you know, you had the Merle, the Don Williams, you know, all right on down the line. And then my brothers, you know, I had 2 brothers that are 14 years older than me, and they liked all the hair band stuff, you know, Bon Jovi, Metallica, and Def Leppard. So I kind of had a little mix coming up, growing up, listening to all of them.
Wow.
You know?
Wow, okay. All right, we're going to get to our first song. This song, man, I tell you, on my top 40 list seems like forever. It hit number 1 and got number 1 again. It was the first number 1 you had. It's Tail Lights and Dust. Tell us a little about the song.
That song was written by Dean Sams, which is the piano player for Lone Star. I'm sure if y'all have heard of that little group, you know, they're not very big now. You know, but
yeah.
We were in the studio over at Curb, and the guys produced my record with me, Tom Drennan, was friends with Dean, and he said, you know, we were out looking for songs, and we were trying to write some, you know, more upbeat, kind of fun songs, and he said, man, here's one, you know, let him listen to this one. And that's how it come about. I heard the song, and I said, man, I got to cut that. I love it.
Well,
and that's what we did.
Well, I tell you what, man, it had a lot of legs on the top 40, getting up to number 1. It's just a great song. Why don't we just play it? I'm talking about it enough. Let's play it up. Listen to St. Iceman. Play the song. This is Tail Lights and Dust. Lance Stinson, former number 1 on the top 40 new country chart. You got interviews with the Iceman.
Breaking our backs so the boss could live high on the hog. Man, that ain't right. But you do what you gotta do just to pay that stack of bills off. Well, when Friday rolls around, we're gonna blow this town. When it hits 5 o'clock, grab all the girls who wanna have fun, fill the cooler full of cold ones. Yeah, all you see of us is tail lights and dust. Bed red down a dirt road in a pickup truck. A runaway train of chrome and rust. It's backwoods or bust, tail lights and dust. It's gonna be a shindig and shine sipping, pig picking. Hot summer night, fire blazing, cane raising, maybe even some love making, howling out that full moonlight. Gonna crack some Hank up to 10, hang out with all my rowdy friends, get a feeling alright. Watching that clock counting the minutes, pretty soon, baby, we're gonna be living, talking about the good life. Baby ran down a dirt road in a pickup truck. Runaway train of chrome and rust. It's backwoods or bust, tail lights and dust. 95. Bumper to bumper, good time, yeah. Tail lights and dust, faded red down a dirt road in a pickup truck, a runaway train, a chrome and rust. This backwoods a buzz, tail lights and dust. Tail lights and dust. Oh, look out, y'all.
That's Lance Stinson, former #1 song, top 40 new country chart, Taillights and Dust. Welcoming Lance, man. I appreciate it. I know you're busy. You just came back
man.
from L.A., didn't you?
We were out in L.A. last week, and we flew back into Tennessee on Friday, and we had a couple shows up in Tennessee that were great shows, and I want to give a shout-out to all the people that come out and supported us out there. We had an awesome time, and I come back home, and I was home for one day, and then we come back up to Nashville, and we've been here for a couple of days, and now I'm heading back home, and I'm going to have a little bit of time off, not a lot, just a little bit of time off, and we got some shows coming up. And but hey, I want to say thanks for everybody out there voting every week, especially for that song, Tail Lights and Dust. And, because without them, it would have never gotten there, That's
Right.
for sure.
Right, man. It's that and just the work you put into it. And,
yeah.
and a little bit in the show, we got another song you got on the chart that's fixing to head to #1, and you'll be one of only the few artists to have two separate #1 songs, but we'll get to that in a little bit.
Like I said, it's all about the song, and it's about the writing, and whoever wrote the song. It's got to be a good song, but it's all about the fans that get out and support the song, and the DJs that get out and play the record. What for y'all guys, that we wouldn't have a job, that's for sure.
Right.
So we really
Exactly.
appreciate everybody doing what they do. I mean, the fans work just as hard at this thing as we do. You know what I mean? I think that's what's making it success out of all my stuff and all the stuff that we do out on the road. People come out to the shows, buying the tickets, and spending their money to keep us out on the road and to pursue our dreams,
Right.
making music,
Right. It's funny you say that with the fans, too, because even social media, even last night I was on Twitter a little bit, and, I see you getting retweeted, and, play this,
yeah.
Iceman, can you play this? And the interaction you have with the fans, I mean, that just shows the dedication, not only on their part, but on yours to show them how you appreciate it.
I love to interact with them, because I love the social media thing. It's one I think is a really great thing. That I'm glad that somebody come up with that idea to do that kind of thing. But, you get a little more interaction, one-on-one kind of thing. Because back in the day, to see us, you'd have to come to the show to see us. You know what I mean?
Right.
So now you got this thing where you can just tweet us or Facebook us or whatever and get in contact with us. And it's an awesome tool. And for whoever out there is not doing it, need to get you one and do it, because I'm telling you, it will make a world of difference to get your music heard by people, and to get your music out there for everybody to enjoy.
Right, and what's big about that, and you mentioned that, is, man, you put on a heck of a show in Bristol at the Motor Speedway in August when I was there, and to be able to bring that. Thank you for having me, man. I had such a blast, man. You were playing right in front of the Speedway, and people were lined up down the street. But you're right about social media, because people that were there got to see it. But
That's right.
by having social media, I mean, we were able, even myself, putting it on your website, on your Facebook, on your Twitter, and people could actually see what you have going on, or when you post different videos. It keeps them involved if they can't get to a show. So when you get to where they are, they're dying to get to one.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
Right.
And you can't. I don't say you can do without it. To be honest with you, I don't know how we did it all them years without it.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. Now, tell us a little about what got you to where you are. I mean, maybe some of not only the trial and tribulations of you getting, to where you're going, but just how did you get there? When you were playing music, did you have other? You mentioned the other band. But, some of the gigs you had to play, and maybe some of the people you opened up for to get to where you're getting today.
Oh, well, we did a lot of stuff, cool stuff coming up as kids. We played every little honky tonk dive and festival that we if they would just let us get on stage and play. We didn't do it for the money.
Right.
We just did it because we loved to play music. You know what I mean? And we were just honored to be there to have the opportunity to do it. And we were just out, and we were playing this festival. And this lady had said, we got this show coming up. For the first person I ever opened up for was Ty Herndon, George Dukas, and Shelley Wright. They were doing a Walmart tour. Well, it was coming through our town. And the lady said, we'd love to have y'all out, guys. Just, get out there and do your, hey, and that was the biggest thing for us, I guess, for our jump start when we were kids. I mean, we were all like 16, 17 years old. And, man, it was great, and learned a lot. And then we got on down and I met some guys, and we got out there, and I got to do some shows with Luke Bryan, which I've known Luke for a while. He's from Georgia, too, and he went to school in Statesboro. We all played the same bars, and I got to do some shows with him. And then when I got to do some shows with him, I also got to do some shows with Brantley Gilbert, Cole Ford, Jamie Johnson, Brett Akins, Randy Hauser, Lee Bryce. I mean, there's just tons of them. And it kind of snowballed. One guy had us on this tour, and he said, my buddy's going to be coming down your way, we need to hook you up with him. And we hooked up with, a couple different promoters that were promoting all those shows. And that's how we got in on those shows. And it was just by being at the right place at the right time. And if I hadn't have made that relationship back in the day with, a lot of those guys, when we were all out beating the roads trying to make our thing happen, I probably wouldn't have been there,
Wow.
And it's all about, you never know who the person might be that you're talking to today. And that's what I always tell everybody.
Right.
If you don't have nothing good to say, it's best not to say nothing at all.
I'm a big
you don't
fan
ever
of
know
that.
who that person might be tomorrow.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because I remember back when Luke was playing the same clothes I was playing, and Brandon was playing the same clothes I was playing, and I made friends with them. I'm just glad I was in that same little area with them. Craig Campbell is another good friend of mine. He's from right down the road from where I'm from, and we just stayed friends all these years.
Wow. That's the thing to do, and like I said, I always say that, man, one of the good guys in this business, and somebody I'm glad to call, not only play your music, but glad to call you a friend, man, because I love everything you're doing.
You're a dear friend of mine, my friend.
Love everything you're doing. Let's play another song. You tell me a little. We're going to play Hold My Beer. Tell us a little about it.
Well, I'll tell you about this song. This song is a song written by Galen Griffin, and actually Luke Bryan was a writer on this song, too. And I heard the song, and at the time, Luke wasn't going to be able to use it for his album, and I was getting ready to cut my first album, my demo album in Nashville, and I was like, man, I really love that song, and he told me to go with it. So we took off with it, man, and that song probably did more for me to get me to where I'm at now with my music career than probably anything that I've done.
Wow.
Because it was one of those songs back where I'm from, and, around here, there's not just where I'm from, there's a lot of small towns where everybody rides dirt roads and has a good time, and we've all heard that before. We all have one of those crazy friends that always says, hey, hold my beer, watch this, because he's going to do something crazy. We've all been there, and everybody can relate to it, because everybody knows somebody that said that before.
Right, right.
Well, so that song kind of branded us down there as, a good old voice just like them.
That's it.
And I think that's important.
Well, why don't we play it then? This is Lance Stinson, Hold My Beer, Iceman, interviews with the Iceman.
You say I won't, but I will. I'll drink a moonshine straight from a still. I tore off a leaf of backer, smoke it right there out in the field. I couldn't hunt without a light, take off a run and ride into the night. I find the leanest, meanest, biggest, baddest boy and start picking a fight. Cross another crazy thing on my list. I'll be either coming back or giving St. Peter a kiss. No, I ain't scared, I ain't afraid. Might be the last words you hear me say. Hang around and you'll be bound to see something you don't want to miss. Oh, my beer, watch this. Oh, look up there at the bar, blue eyes that light up the dark. A double-fisted top twisted to a tall boy PBRs. Well, all my boys say you ain't got a shot, 'cause her man's tougher than a concrete block. I said, now give me 30 minutes, we'll be rocking in the parking lot. Hold my beer and watch this as I cross another crazy thing on my list. I'll be either coming back or giving St. Peter a kiss. Well, I ain't scared, I ain't afraid. Might be the last words
That was Lance Stinson's Hold My Beer, interviews with the Iceman, talking to my man today. You know, I tell you what, Lance, you have a lot going on. You going to be playing Bristol again soon, man? I had such a good time there.
We got some stuff in the works, and they're wanting us back, and we're just trying to get our schedules to work it out, because I most definitely want to play there.
Wow,
Again, I really enjoyed that, and we've got a few of the other racetracks that we've been working with that we're trying to put some shows together at, too, during the races. So we may be doing a little bit of a NASCAR tour next year, and I hope everything works out where we can. That's for sure.
Wow.
It's awesome. You know?
I hope it does too, because I'd be looking forward to attending some of that.
Yeah.
What else is in store? I know when we caught up not too long ago, you had some other stuff you were working on and songs you were writing. A couple I really liked.
Really, I mean, we're still going to be out playing shows the first of the year, but I'm really trying to focus a lot of my attention and a lot of my stuff on trying to finish writing some songs and getting the album that we've been working on for a while finished. And I just got through writing a really cool song that I really want you to hear, and with a friend of mine called Nate Canyon, that I actually got to play the Round Auditorium last night for the first time, which was an honor, and I was glad I happened to be in town so I could check it out and be there for it while he played the show for the first time. And I think it's going to be one of those songs that's going to really surprise people, but I think people will really like it too, though. So I'm really excited about getting that one cut and getting the studio and getting it done. And I got some other stuff that we've written, and I think it's going to be great. It's going to be a great fit for the album. I think people are going to really enjoy not just a few songs, but every song of the whole album. And that was my idea going into it. I don't want to have 3 or 4 good songs on a 10-song album. I want to have 10 great songs. I want them to like everyone on the album, you know, because if they're going to buy the album, I want them to spend their money on something that they're really spending their money on that's worth it.
Right.
You know?
Right. And now, when can we expect that? Is there any tentative date on when you plan on releasing it?
We're hoping for the end of summer, first of fall. We're hoping to have everything done, and we're hoping to have a date, you know, by, you know, the first of spring, probably have a date that, hey, this is going to be our release date. But we're hoping to have it done by the end of summer, at the latest, early fall.
Great. Well, I'll be looking for that, man. I'm looking forward to that.
Absolutely. We are too, man. It's been a labor of love, that's for sure.
That's the best way, isn't it?
It is, you know, and it's kind of turned into been a little more of a challenge for us, but my friend that's producing the record with me, he's like, man, we got all these songs. We can go and finish this thing. I'm like, they're all great songs, but it's just not, I want it to be, like I said, I want it to be perfect. I mean, I know it ain't going to be completely perfect, but I want to get as close as we can to it. So when they buy that album and they put it in and they listen to it, they're like, holy crap, you know?
Right.
This whole record is awesome. You know what I mean? That's what I want them to feel when they buy that. And I want them to think, I'm glad I bought this whole record, you know?
Right.
Because I want them to love it, you know what I mean?
That's the way to be, and I know you're not going to disappoint, man. I've heard some of your other stuff, too. You made me hear, and I'm looking forward to that. Mm-hmm. Now, there's a song you have on the top 40 that has been in the top 10 forever. It's hanging in the top 5. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that this song's going to get to number 1. It's got a lot going on. Tell us a little about it. The name of the song is Whiskey.
Well, actually, that song come about when I was working on my first record, the Hold My Beer album, and we didn't, at the time when I heard it, we had just about finished the record up. Actually, we had finished it up, and it was actually getting ready to be in the mastering, and I heard the song. Craig Campbell's wife wrote that song with another friend of mine called Rick Tiger. Mindy Campbell was her name, and I was like, man, I love that song. We've already finished what we had going on, and I'm like, you know, I said, you know, I'm going to hold on to it. Well, while we were looking, you know, writing stuff for this album, I was like, you know, it kept coming around, and one of the publishing companies pitched it to us again. And I'm like, man, I already know that song. I love that song. And it kind of slipped through the cracks on me on the beginning of working on this record that we're working on now. And I guess it was just fate for me to cut that tune, you know, for 2 years later for it to come down the road again and be pitched to me. And I'm like, I just got to do it.
Okay, cool.
I just got to do it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's do this. Let's play the song Whiskey. Number 3 on the top 40 New Country Countdown with the Iceman. Lance Stinson, Whiskey.
I was sitting at the bar, looking at myself in the mirror. When the bartender poured me one more shot of whiskey and said, man, I'll just leave this right here. He set the bottle down, but it was running out. All that's left won't fill this glass. Might of luck and I'm out of cash. Running out of reason she would leave. She took the kids, took her clothes, not so much as a goodbye note. So the whiskey ain't the only thing running out on me. I'm as empty as this bottle. Try not to think about, try not to think about her. And the clock upon the wall says that it's last call, but I ain't drink enough to drown her. Tears should be pouring down, but they're running out. All that's left won't fill this glass. Might of luck and I'm out of cash. Running out of reason she would leave. She took the kids, took her clothes, not so much as a goodbye note. So the whiskey ain't the only thing running out on me. She took the kids, took her clothes, not so much as a goodbye note. No, the whiskey ain't the only thing. No, the whiskey ain't the only thing running out on me. Running out on me.
Okay, that was Whiskey Lance Stinson. Iceman talking to Lance Stinson today, and I appreciate your time, brother. I know you're busy.
Oh, brother, thank you for even having me on your show, and thank you so much for even giving us the opportunity to spin my records on your radio station.
It's an honor.
It's an honor for you to do that for us. We do appreciate it.
Thank you, and I know even you're going to be performing at my CMA Fest event, which is going to be a big treat.
And that's one gig that all the guys in the group and me are looking forward to probably more than any this year.
Yeah,
and because. And Chad, my guitar player, he's played for a couple of different artists, and he's played CMA Fest before. It'd be my first time, and I'm really, really looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to having you there. Hey, Lance, where can the fans find you? Social media, website? Just give us some of the links. Where can they buy some of your music? And
well, if you want to go and actually you get tour dates there, you can buy T-shirts and hats, CDs, koozies. You can download, if you want to just do the downloads, you can download the music. Just go to lancestinson.net, and you can get all the information you want there. You can order stuff online, and we'll mail it. It'll be mailed straight out to you from there. You can also go to Amazon.com and download some of our stuff. You can go to iTunes and download it. You can actually go to Reverb Nation and buy some of the stuff there too.
Great.
And you can stay in contact with us on Reverb Nation, Twitter, Facebook, Bands in Town. We're all over the place. If there's a social media app, we got it.
Well, that's the way to go, brother. Well, I appreciate it, man. It's an honor to have you in. Thank you for your time, and